Easiest choice had to have been the Withered Lover, considering Jean Kriticos was my nephew's wife. Her burnt and tortured soul held just the magnitude of suffering I required. As a wife and mother, Jean was loving and devoted. I must say that my nephew married a wonderful and proper woman. But their happiness came to a fiery end one fateful night. After decorating the family Christmas tree, the family had snuggled together in front of a roaring fire. In the dead of the night, a still smoldering log rolled out onto the carpet, igniting it instantly. The smoke alarm sent Arthur into one of his famous panics. He rushed down the hall to save his children, assuming, of course, that his wife would head outside. Arthur soon realized he had assumed wrong. The firemen kept Jean's family from going back in after her. Poor Arthur was devastated by not saving her, but her oh-so-tragic death served my needs perfectly.
The makeup look for this is incredibly simple, as Jean Kriticos was a mother who wasn't really known to wear makeup and then a burn victim. I'm using a basic liner and going across my lash line, blending it out a little bit with my finger to kind of just heat it up with the, obviously, heat from my finger, then adding some shadow over top to further blend it out. Adding a little bit more on top for some definition, and then adding some of the same liner on my waterline to bring the entire look together, simply put. Then using some of my micellar water and a cotton round, I'm cleansing the area to make sure there are no oils on my face, so the gelatin will stick a lot better. If there are oils, it generally tends to come off the face a little bit more. Using a reference photo, I'm mapping out what the burned position effect is going to be going. And with some Vaseline, I'm going to be invisibly blocking out my eyebrows, which is a fancy way of saying I'm just making sure that no gelatin actually gets in them to potentially rip them out. It normally doesn't. It normally comes out of hair pretty easily, especially if you heat it up like with a hot shower, etc. But I just want to make sure. And then onto the gelatin. I've added some red water activated paint to this batch as it will make the coloring easier in the long run. And then adding it all over my face with a spoon, at least all over half my face. I'm also adding it in with a popsicle stick for easier application once I realized that the spoon was not going to go to the parts I needed it to. Going back and forth though between adding more product and then tapping out to give it a nasty little texture. Once it is dry to the touch, I'm also attaching some pieces that were left over in the bolts to the sides because I realized I did want some so it looked like it was actually affecting my hair. And now it's just, as the makeup goes, pulling everything all together once again. I'm also using that eyeliner again to add a beauty mark that she has on her left side of her face, just below her lip, and then to continue with the gelatin and give it the look of actual skin burn rather than just red scarring almost. I'm going to be putting some concealer on a sponge. This is not a dampened sponge, this is actually a dry sponge, so it's going to give a more dissolvent look. And I'm dabbing it onto the gelatin. Dab, dab, dab. Basically just to accentuate the texture that we've already just done, or, well, I've already adding a My Lips But Better color, which for me is Soft Spoken from NYX, and then chilling out and letting my hair down, literally. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you in my next one. Happy Halloween, guys. Ooh.